There's something new coming down in the 98 lineup of sports titles from the PlayStation Athletic Department. It's a whole new level of graphics and gameplay never before seen on PlayStation or any other video game system. What are the games like? Who's creating them? We're taking you inside to find out. The first thing you notice is that the biggest influence on the games are the pros themselves. They're kept pretty busy in the motion capture studio.
We get a guy like a Chad Brown, a Lamont Warren, a Jerome Bettis, a Steve Bono, a Tim Brown. We get them down here and we pick their brains. Yeah, we get them in the motion capture studio and then we spend hours going over plays and individual player movements. You're going to find linebackers scraping in our game. You won't find it in other people's games. Why? They don't even know what it's about.
The second biggest influence at the PlayStation Athletic Department is the sports expertise of the developers themselves.
We're all sports fanatics here. We're not just programmers and artists putting a sports game together. Ex-college players or ex-pro players actually develop the games. The developer for MLB 98 played professional baseball for the Minnesota Twins, Chris Cutliff. Kelly Ryan and myself played Division I college football. Our lead hockey programmer is actually a hockey player, plays twice a week. It makes a big difference when you have someone that understands the game and can implement little nuances into the video game itself.
The result is a first in sports video games.
What's new in technology is all new polygonal graphics across the entire lineup. It really sets a new level of video game realism. NFL Game Day 98 is the only polygonal football game on PlayStation. NFL Game Day 97, it was a sprite-based game. One animation would have basically 5 or 6 frames of animation. It looks very flat. Now with polygonal graphics, you actually have a 3D model of a player that has depth to him. You can have up to like 30 frames of animation. You get a very seamless and realistic, human-like movement.
If you're a Face-Off fan, the first impression you're going to have is how good the game looks. We're going to have tons of animation compared to our sprite-based game in the 97 version. Last year we had about 60, 70 animations. We're going to have 4 or 5 times that. We'll have secondary animations for the first time ever in a hockey game. You'll see a goalie, for instance, go down into a butterfly save, and if he doesn't have time to get back up, he'll go in right to a right-hand glove save, which has never been accomplished before.
In Game Day 98, you can rock people. We give you the tools that football players have on the football field. So if you're a defensive lineman, in Game Day 98, you're swimming, just like they do in the NFL. If a receiver's coming off the line, you're the DB, clock him.
You'll find full polygon action and faster gameplay in NBA Shootout 98, MLB 98, and NCAA Game Breaker 98 as well. And joining the lineup is our newest title, Kart World Series. It's more vivid than ever to travel at 200 miles an hour. Toward the end of our visit, it became apparent that developing sports games is a game itself, a high-stakes competitive push to put the most realism on screen.
PlayStation Athletic Department is the leader. We're on the cutting edge of not only graphics, but gameplay. Over the past couple years, we've implemented gameplay features like swim moves in a football game, forearm shivers, one-handed catches, total control passing, the first time you could lead or underthrow receivers, icon passing, the first innovative passing mechanism that we implemented in NBA Shootout 97. These up the level of gameplay experience, and you can see it. Even our competition has seen to what level we've gone to in terms of gameplay, and now they're all mimicking us.
We found developers here fanatical about pushing for more advances, and the harder they play, the more you win.